everyone this week. Welcome to Three Shots and a Chat. This is where we talk all things weight loss with real life and no filter, no shame, and probably a little too much honesty. So, welcome in, everyone. I am Kipsha. I am on a 7.5 Monjaro, been on GLP1 since June of last year.
Hey, everyone. This is Kim. I am on 7.5 of Zepbound, and I started a GLP-1 back in February of 2025.
Hey, I'm Cindy, and I'm on Wegovy 0.25, and I started on February 27th of this year.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
baby.
That's it. We got what is it? The new, the mid, and the old.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. I'm the old.
Kim's the old.
Toddler.
And she's a doctor. Don't forget
that. Not that kind of doctor, but a doctor.
Yeah. So, and again, none of us are doctors. You probably figure that out by listening to any of our other episodes.
Oh, exactly.
Oh, gosh. Well, we had a comment from one of our many, many listeners. Our tens of listeners, our fives of listeners. No, sorry. That reference back to our first episode where we made the comment, or I made the comment, Al Sharpton.
Yeah.
And you made the comment about the woman in
the
food line. I
Yeah.
think you did. I don't know if
No, you referenced the lady in
Oh,
the
yeah,
food
you
line.
did.
my bad. And so I referenced all the things.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I brought those up, and they wanted to know what was the
that
deal.
about?
Yeah, what was that about? So that was
Okay.
an inside joke. So we're going to share that now.
All right. So, as everyone knows that's been listening, I am officially, technically, I guess, in maintenance.
That's a lot of words.
I know.
Officially, technically, maybe. I guess.
Well, and I put it that way because, I mean, I'm going to say I'm in maintenance, but I feel like I was nudged or shoved into maintenance by people who love me.
Oh, no.
And people like the lady in Food Lion who doesn't love me, but she's been seeing me over the last several years. So, basically, as we referenced in our last video, when I first started in February of 2025, part of me setting my goal weight really had to do with the clothing size and things like that. And, it started at 195 and then I got there and it just kept going. And I thought, okay, well, I could keep going a little lower. And before I knew it, I'll tell you what really kicked it off is I went to a department store one day and I said, let me grab these pair of size 10 and see if I can fit them, because I had gotten into a 14 and I had gotten into a 12 and I was amazed and couldn't believe it. So I put on these size 10 and I stood there in the dressing room just staring in the mirror, and I swear my eyes were full of tears. I just couldn't believe it. So I took a picture of myself and I sent it to my mom, like, who can I share this with? I cannot believe I'm wearing a size 10. And her comment was, wow, you're not going to lose anymore, are you? And I thought, oh, it just inflated my balloon. And it was, my husband had been making little comments here and there. Kim, everybody carries their weight differently and da-da-da, and you're tall and all of
Right.
this, right? So he had started saying stuff, but this was the first time anyone else had made you're finished, right?
Right.
And so me and my mom went back and forth a little bit, and she actually, bless her heart, called me later and apologized, was like, I'm so sorry,
Yeah.
you look great, and I did not mean to burst your bubble, but,
Aw.
just don't want you to go too far. So
Right.
I said, okay. In my mind, I was still going to go maybe about 15 pounds less than I am now. Well, then, Kipsha, I can't remember what happened. I see you one day, and
Yeah.
soon
I
after
think we
that,
were over there. Actually, that's when you and Mom were at your house
okay.
that last time, and we brought that up.
Yep. So, yeah. And I send Kipsha the picture because I hadn't sent it to her. And she was like, oh, I can see why she said that.
Yes.
Because I do look small in that picture.
Extremely.
Yeah.
So,
And then
yes.
Kipsha's like, I mean, Al Sharpton,
Right. There you go. Because that picture, y'all, I'm serious. And now, look, let me preface this by saying no shade to Reverend Al. I love Reverend Al.
Yeah,
He's a good
power
man.
to the people.
That's it. But the man, if you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
he lost a lot of weight. And again, no shade because I'm a fat girl. I know I shouldn't say nothing about anybody. And I know that. But
Yeah.
people go too far. And that's what I was referencing. That's why I said he looked like he was nothing but
Head and hair. Yeah.
And because he's so thin. And then I mean, if people y'all listening, you remember Oprah. She went too far years ago when she first lost. She lost her mind. And then but
she looked good.
but I'm talking at the very first.
Yeah.
For a little bit, she really did. She really did lose her mind. She went too far. But there are people who do that, and they go from, "Oh man, you look good," to, "Are you smoking crack?" Like, what is happening?
You own
to
that
you?
stuff.
You own, you own the stuff. You know.
Yeah.
right.
People
And
do start
see,
worrying if you're sick.
if you're
or
sick,
something's going on.
Right. You start to look bad instead of healthy and good.
Yeah.
And that's where my comment.
I hear you.
was
So,
coming
I'm sitting there, I'm taking all this in. I know, of course, they love me, and people can go too far. People end up anorexic, all kinds of issues, because with anything, we can get extreme.
Right.
You know what I mean? One in extremes in anything is not a good thing. So I think it was just hard because I was feeling so good. And at first I didn't care about the BMI at all. I'm like, whatever, clothing size feel good. But then when I was getting that close and I'm like, okay, I don't remember ever being a healthy BMI. What would I need to get to? And so 15 more pounds, I'm like, that's not that much more. And I can no longer be classified as obese or overweight. My chart can say normal. I've never been normal weight, right? But anyway, so fast forward, I'm thinking, I'm hearing, but I'm like, whatever, I got to do me.
Yeah.
Then I go to Food Line. And, I usually am working during the week, and this woman who's been working there for years and years only works during the day. And so one morning I decided to run in there, and she was working, and it was, oh my goodness, girl. She's an older woman. She was like, you look really good. And, she's going on and she's asking me questions about what I'm doing. And then she says, but you ain't going to lose no more, are you? And I said, are you kidding me? Really? The lady at the Food Line? And then she said, because you look good. Now, some people, they go too far. And I was like, yeah. She's like, you really look good. And she said it again. She said, but you done, right?
Yeah. Oh, God.
And I'm like, okay. So then I'm going to tell you, fast forward, and this was the final thing. I go to church. And as I'm walking in, feeling cute in whatever dress I have just bought, because now I have a shopping issue. And one of the elders in the church, the lady who knows that I've been dieting and we talk about weight loss stuff, she said, Sister Kim, how much more weight you trying to lose? So at that point, I said, fine. I text Kip and I said, apparently God is trying to tell me something because it is coming at me like everywhere.
Yeah.
From random sources. And so, I thought, okay, I do feel good and everything. So March 1st, I think all of this must have been happening around that time, and I hit the 179. I'm like, that's a little over 100 pounds. I guess I'm in maintenance now. Fine to everybody. So anyway, I am happy. It's not that, but it does feel weird still, to say I'm in maintenance. I don't know. Because too, you do miss the high of jumping on the scale and seeing the weight go down. It's like, now what? So for the last month, it's been just getting on the scale, being like, stay the same. Yeah. Like that's boring, right?
Yeah. But see, not boring. Like last episode, getting to go skydiving.
Yeah.
Getting to do the things that me and Cindy
whole
are
new
still
life.
hoping to be able to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you want to get back to, you can go anywhere and shop. You can have
Yes,
that shopping
yeah.
addiction
Mhm.
because the world is your oyster.
Yes. And I'm cracking it open $10 at a time. That's, my husband is like, you really got some issues. You really need help. And I'm like, what? This was $10. This
Yeah.
was $12. He's like, but you have, 7 bags of $10. But then I'll be like, but I need clothes. I mean, it's not my fault.
Not your
I've had
fault.
to give away so much stuff, and that's bittersweet too, which, something I guess we'll talk about later. Sometimes it's exciting, but it's stuff that you like and
Oh,
love,
yeah.
or it might have sentimental value, or you thought it was really cute,
Huh.
and now you can't,
can't
wear
wear
it anymore. So there's something,
Yeah. Honestly,
with
I,
that
I will
too.
say this. Yeah, I'm nowhere near course maintenance or at all. But I bought. You remember that recently?
Okay.
I bought the same shirt twice
Oh yeah.
in 2 different sizes, and I
it's
still
too
can't
large.
wear either one. They're too big.
Oh,
And I'm
my
like,
God.
are you kidding me? So I can't wear it because they're too big. And I bought it twice because I loved. I
Mhm.
don't know why, but I love that shirt. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh well, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna buy it in this smaller size, and it's
Too
still too
big.
big,
Yeah.
and I can't wear it.
So it's a good problem to have,
It
but
is,
it
it
is a
is.
bummer, right?
it is a
Because you're
bummer.
like, I really like this.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I can't wear it anymore.
Can't do anything. Yeah, with it. And I did do. I bought the same shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
but I do want to mention something. I thought about it last episode that people need to catch or hear. You mentioned going to the movies and staying in the last top row because you're a germaphobe. Now stick with me here. A germaphobe because you don't want nobody behind you, not just the coughing. You said breathing.
She did.
Breathing behind
I'm
you.
sorry. That was too
But your obsession is so far gone that in another episode you said you put your bare feet on a hotel scale. So I just want to tie that all together because that's how far
Yeah. Yeah.
your weight to having to get on that
Have to
scale.
see what our weight is.
Yes, having to weigh. A woman who doesn't want people breathing
God.
in her area
Oh, that's bad.
gets on a scale at the hotel.
Okay. But we came up with a fix for that. I'm going to
Yeah.
have my antibacterial wipes with me. And I had them with me because I
Yeah.
always pack them when I go to a hotel. That's a whole other
You
thing.
do,
I wipe
yeah.
down the whole room
Yes.
when we first get in any hotel room anyway. So I had some with me, but they didn't have a scale this time.
Yeah.
So
couldn't do it.
I'll have to report back
Yeah.
if I actually do it. But now you're going to have me thinking about it, of
Uh-huh.
course.
But I just saying that's what was so surprising to me because you are such a germaphobe.
Yeah.
That for her to do that shows the level of crazy.
It's a sickness. It's a sickness. Yeah.
But anyway, yes. So
yeah. So I'm in maintenance.
Yeah.
I was lovingly shoved in there by my sister and my
Yeah.
mom. Anyway.
and random people
And random
at the grocery
yeah,
store.
At the food line.
At food line. Yes. So God was
But it's-
speaking.
Yeah, but it's all good. And, on a side note, my doctor labs look good. Everything looks good. I had a doctor's appointment yesterday. She says if I'm happy, she's happy. But she also, full transparency, says, wants to empower me that if I'm not, if I want to do more, that's okay too. And we'll probably talk about this as time goes because I've lost over 100 pounds. I probably have like 10 pounds of just loose skin. So,
Yeah.
she was like, technically, you probably already are in
You in there.
a normal BMI range if it wasn't for the loose skin. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, yeah,
more
we'll-
on that.
More on that later. That's
Yeah.
right. So
thanks.
so remember, guys, please like and subscribe and do all the things. Hit the bell and
Ding,
all
ding.
this stuff. Yeah,
Sorry.
do all the things for us, please. We would really appreciate it. It would help our channel to grow, and we hope to keep growing. So if you laughed or learned something new or felt a little less alone, we did our job today. So thanks again, everyone, for listening. Don't forget, Kim's a doctor. And
But not that kind of doctor.
but not that kind of doctor.
We'll see
All
you
right,
next
we'll see you on the
time.
next one.